Chris Berman. Let's get straight to the action. In our first game this week, we had the Falcons edge their way to a narrow 3-point win. In a long-standing AFC rivalry, we had the Raiders pick up their 6th win of the year. The Dolphins lost this one and will now fall to second place in the AFC East. Edgerrin James had another good performance in the win and showed us why he's ranked up at the top of the league. Kurt Warner threw for 250-plus yards and helped his Cardinals beat the Jets. We had a big injury in this one, and Trey has the lowdown for us. Trey?
All right, Boomer, thanks. In front of you, we've got the AFC Infirmary Report. And as you can see, they were hit hard this week. Jimmy Smith won't see action for a while, so this offense is going to have to make do without him. A broken shoulder will keep him out for 4 weeks. In front of you, we've got the NFC list. And as you can see, they could form their own mash unit. Marty Booker sticks out on this list as one of the more costly injuries. The team's injury report listed a broken wrist and that he's out for the rest of the regular season. There's a chance, however, they'll get him back for the playoffs. On to the serious news of the week. Curtis Martin said he knew his season was over the second he went down. And indeed, his club will need to find someone to pick up the rushing slack. So that'll do it for now. Chris, let's send it back to you.
Bears, Cowboys. Rex Grossman looking over the defense from the 22-yard line. And a pump fake. Everybody stops. Oh, that buys the time for the TD. The Bears win this one by the final score of 10-0. Way up in the northern plains in Minnesota, we had the Vikings lose by just a single point. Over at Arrowhead Stadium, we had the Chiefs come away with a decisive 10-point win. The Packers unleashed over 400 passing yards in the victory at Lambeau Field. The Titans won on the road and will have to travel again next week when they meet the Colts. The Patriots won this contest and will now move to first place in the AFC East. Redskins, Steelers. Deuce Staley's in the backfield. The ball is at the 40-yard line, and the lead man throws a block, shakes off one tackle, bounces outside. Now it's a foot race. The 10, the 5, touchdown. The Steelers go on to win this by the final score of 17-14. In a long-standing NFC rivalry, we had the Panthers pick up win number 7. Terrell Owens had a stellar game, but all said and done, his performance wasn't enough to lift his team to a victory. Matt Hasselbeck went to the end zone 4 times and helped his Seahawks beat the Bills. And in our final game, we had the Bengals come away victorious. So let's change things up a bit and turn to a guy that's had his eye on the college game, and that's our own Mel Kiper Jr. He joins us now. Mel, your work never ends, I know. Believe me, I know better than anybody else. But it's never too early to start thinking about next year's draft, is it?
Never too early indeed. And now that, for the most part, the regular season in college football is behind us, we can really start looking back at the guys that have impressed me the most across college campuses this year. Brock is one guy I look at. He's come a long way the past couple of years to be where he is now. 5'11", 237, out of Southeast Missouri State. And you know, when you look at the tailbacks across college football, and there are a number of good ones, he right now stands head and shoulders above the rest. I really think he can become a premier running back in this league. Sullivan is another guy that's starting to make some noise with a terrific senior season. He was a virtual unknown coming into this year, but people are starting to project him to have a solid NFL career. I'm starting to jump on the bandwagon as well. So that'll do it for now, but expect there to be plenty happening between now and April.
So another week in the books here on ESPN, but what do you say we hand out a few game balls before we go? Here's my primetime players. That'll do it, sports fans. I'm Chris Berman, and thanks so much for joining us here in the Bristol studios. We'll see you next week right here on ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports.